sun has become unk. Cause you are getting 3C with glasses today, cause don't know what happened, but I looked at my monitors today and I said, oh, is that English or are those hieroglyphics? Oh, I'm aging, man. Oh. So I had to bust these bad boys on so you didn't have to see me go, Tuna 49 says, Chris, you're hot? Oh, well, all right, thanks, I guess. I didn't expect that today. Hello and welcome, my beautiful and wonderful movie peeps. So nice to have you all on here today. We've got a couple of things to discuss here. This is kind of what happens, and one of the reasons I switched up that thumbnail, because it's always hard to have three subjects on the live stream thumbnail, especially when the day before I just did a side flick, right? So what we do have to talk about here today is I wanted to talk about some shenanigans going on with the Freddy Fazbear animatronic, because I'm pissed. Oh yeah, and I'm angry, and we've got to solve this problem together. Netflix has canceled the US version of Squid Games. What? I was actually kind of looking forward to that. Leprechaun Reboot is back on. There is a heaven, and they have answered my prayers. Professor X Casting, it is not at all who I was expecting it to be, and someone suggested it in the chat, so we'll definitely talk about it. Our D23 predictions, because next week, Disney's going to have a presentation, and they're probably not just going to reveal the X-Men, probably also going to announce a bunch of other stuff. So am I muted? What's going on? Someone just said I'm muted. Sun is muted. Am I not? Please don't tell me I'm muted, y'all. Please tell me you hear me loud and clear. I think I just got by the chat. Okay. It's only everybody says they can hear me. It's just one person. All right. Hey, you got me, bud. Chewy 1578, you got me. All right. Well, let's get into it then. All right. So, all right, this has been a disaster, guys. It is now August, and with August, it is the pre-season for Spook Your Mama month, okay? I don't care what you say, how angry you get. I say you're allowed to celebrate the spooky season the minute your local stores start having some Halloween merch, and you go all around at home. Spirit Halloween's opening up, all this stuff. The spooky merch is out there. And there was one hot item I desperately wanted that has now become Willy Wonka's golden ticket. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, the Freddy Fazbear Spirit Halloween animatronic. I cannot believe how insanely difficult this thing is to get. If you guys don't know, Spirit Halloween has a Freddy Fazbear animatronic priced at $500. Already kind of expensive, but at the same time, I think that's affordable. I mean, for what you get. Sorry, that blasted in your ears. But look at this. I I honestly think for 500 bucks, especially as a FNAF fan, that is worth it. It moves probably as well as you could hope for. The fur is good. It's like real. Do you guys see the Party City animatronic? It's not to scale, but holy lord, I was like, face only a mother could love. Let's see, Party. This is why they went out of business too. They look at that thing and they said, yeah, that's what we're gonna sell to the masses. This was their animatronic. I don't know what the heck they were thinking or how they thought this was. So one, it's like a third of the size of what Freddy's supposed to be, and then, oh, you look at that face. I don't know, man. And this thing was probably also, it was okay. It was $100. All right, I guess I can't bat them too much. It was only 100. It says right there on the price tag, just 100. But still, dudes, there was a FNAF fan that was like, well, it's the closest I'm gonna get to an animatronic, so I guess. But then you look at this bad boy, and I thought, okay, I have found what will be one of the centerpieces for my set this year. I cannot wait till stores open up. I will be there right away, and I will purchase one, and I will be a happy duckling. Turns out, Spirit Halloween, for some reason, did not anticipate the insane hype around this, which I think boggles my mind. Like, have we not learned our lessons yet, corporations, that the FNAF fans are real? The FNAF fans are crazy, and if you put out something of quality, they are going to want to snatch it up. And so, what you were seeing happening at Spirit Halloween stores, they're beginning to open up. They started opening up August 1st. There some August 7th, 8th. Check your local stores. Everybody has a different date. But what people are finding out, they have only had these in stock, one or two per store. They have the one that's on display, which is this one that's going to be there, and then you can wave and take your pictures. And they maybe got one more in box in the back, and that's it. Some stores were lucky to get two. I've heard the forbidden urban legends that maybe there was three, but we don't know. That's just a whisper we hear crying in the night that people tell around the campfire. Legend has it, the Calling Creek Spirit Halloween has 3 animatronics. Oh, Grandpa, you silly man in your urban. No, I've heard it. I've seen the legend. I've seen the Craigslist post. Grandpa's still on Craigslist, guys. I'm pretty sure he's not just looking for animatronics. He's looking for a guy named Ted to meet him in the bathroom. We don't want to know how that story ends. Just know it's still about Freddy Fazbear, the animatronic, right? So I was like, oh, dang, okay. Oh, the Lord blessed me enough to have a YouTube channel. How bad could the scalping prices be for the Freddy Fazbear animatronic? I don't want to have to fight my way for somebody to get it for me, right? So let's just take a look. Ha! $5,000. $3,000. And this is still in bidding. So this price could go up. That was an accident, but it still fits because that's my wallet dying. $4,000. 10,000, guys. And you're saying to me, okay, Chris, well, this one's 2008, but it's 2,800. But yeah, it's a bidding one. Once I start throwing in my bid, it's gonna eventually get to that 5,000 or 6,000 mark. And you're like, okay, Chris, but this is what people have it for sale. What is it actually being sold for? What have people actually spent on this? Hold on to your bridges here. Let's look at the oh, come on, don't tell me what this. Give me a second, guys. Freaking eBay over here, and they're making me log in as stuff. Annoyance, eBay. Annoyance. Okay. Oh my god. It wants a whole phone number and everything. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I hate this. You ruined the momentum of my segment, eBay. When did they start doing this? We always look at the sold items, and now they need me to log in. So they're not going to give you the data for free, buddy. You log in or we don't do this. All right, there we go. Sorry, guys. Having 2-step verification, a piece of my blood, toenail for my firstborn son, and then boom, bada bing, you can look at our statistics because we're eBay. It's getting in there, guys. Now it's just loading up like it's... All right, let's just take a look at Freddy for a second as we do this. But I'm just shocked at how impossibly hard this thing is to get. There are people who have camped out for this. So, okay, we have one that's sold. I should have been. This one just sold today. I missed that. This is how desperate I am. Where $2,000 sounds like, okay, I maybe would have spent that. I would have made no money on my Spirit Halloween video this year if that was the one item I spent. With everything else I would have bought, would have been a down video, but at least it would have been good. Someone bought it for $3,400, $1,000, $8,000. See, these are reasonable prices, but also, are they getting scammed? Because it's the same photo over and over. How can you trust that person? I saw one that I could not believe the price. Let me show you how much. Right here, guys. I want to meet that guy. I want to meet the guy who bought it. Says right here, sold $29,000. This $30,000. I'm fearful for what Home Freddy is going into in that. So it was you, don't lie. I would not spend that much. You want me to be honest with you? If I find a listing and it looks legit, I hate to admit it, I'm paying the $2,000. Don't look at me different. I need the content in the video, all right? It's for you. It's for you to admire for a month and a half if he's back there going, And then my wallet just but that's insane, guys. So this is where I'm calling on this. People are even selling the backdrop. Oh no, just the animatronic. But it's been nuts to see, man, and it has become so hard to find. I'm going through all my local Spirit Halloweens, trying to figure out when they open, what's going on, and I'm telling you, people do camp out. People go there like at 5 in the morning and wait. I saw one TikTok of a person that waited overnight till the next morning, and then they didn't even have it in stock. It's a shambles. So this is where I'm calling out to the 3C community. You're gonna assist me on this, and we're gonna get this done because it's needed for the 3C set. If you're in Texas or nearby and can get your hands on a Freddy Fazbear, I will take it off your hands and I'll give you a pat on the back. I'll say, "Oh, good job, buddy. You did good. You did good." Now we could negotiate price, but at the end of the day, I need you to find it for me, okay? So I'm like Goku in this moment. Lend me your energy. Locate the Freddy Fazbear animatronic and send it my way. Please, I need it. I can't believe it. And you know the thing that's gonna suck is next year they'll have it all fully in stock and everybody will be able to grab their hands on one. But I don't need it next year. I need it now. You know the insane FOMO I get? Every third scroll on my TikTok is just this beautiful animatronic. And just me thinking, man, how gorgeous would that look in my backdrop, please? I want to do things to him that you can't even understand. But this is what's been happening. There's still no word, and Spirit Halloween has been very quiet on this. So hopefully something happens. But yeah, it's for sure a pain to see how bad things have gotten with this. But I throw it off to you guys. Are you someone that was lucky enough to get your hands on the Freddy Fazbear animatronic? How much are you willing to pay out for this? It starts at 500, and look, these prices have gone 2,000, 3,000. I can't believe it. There's no way that payment goes through. Someone actually, it has to be like a scalper somehow finessing the system and going like, well, if I bump it up to 29,000, these other two I have, I could sell them for more. I would not doubt that. I would not doubt that. But for now, man, the average price I'm seeing is 2,000. I can't believe it for just 500. So yeah, you guys let me know what you think. And if you can help a man just get a bear, or would appreciate it. All right, let's move on to some I think is devastating news. I saw some people celebrating it, but okay. Squid Games. As you guys know, Squid Games had its finale. Or was it earlier last year? Or time does not exist to me right now. I have no idea when it ended. But we found out that David Fincher, let me see here, has dropped out. Well, not even dropped out. That Netflix has just flat out canceled their US version of Squid Games. Netflix reportedly scraps US Squid Game spin-off series from David Fincher. I was honestly actually kind of looking forward to that. I thought, yes, I like Squid Games. Yes, I wasn't all that crazy about the finale and where things went in the second season, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. I thought still they had a cool story. And when watching Squid Games, I for sure was like, oh, that's funny. That was a child's game in their country. That's pretty cool. And so it obviously paints the mind of like, man, what would Squid Games look like in different countries? And well, being that I mainly grew up in the US, had a childhood here on those playgrounds, I was actually kind of looking forward to seeing somebody die from Duck Duck Goose. Someone, playing freeze tag, and if you move, snipe. Like hopscotch, all these other things that could have happened that were regular games. Dodgeball, Squid Games, can you imagine? I think that actually would have been fun. And it wasn't even just the premise alone. US version of Squid Games, I was already like, yep, let's do that. That sounds like fun. But then you add on David Fincher, who's already a great talent, does good work. You had all the recipes for success here, and now out of nowhere, Netflix was like, nah. They canceled it. They just said no, thank you. Now, when looking into the reasoning from the articles, they said here that one, David Fincher is busy with his schedule. He's doing other things right now. Then two, Netflix has other ideas for how to continue the Squid Games brand. Maybe their challenge show, their reality show was actually that much more popular. They're like, we'll just stick to doing that as opposed to scripted television. Maybe they want to go with a different country. Maybe they want to do Squid Games Mexico, Squid Games UK. Maybe the US isn't the route they want to go. What I secretly would hope for is that it's a movie instead. I would love to see Squid Games US as a movie directed by David Fincher, right? Like, give me that. I would watch that any day. But I was actually kind of bummed, and like I said, people were so soured on the ending of Squid Games that they didn't care that this happened. They were like, good, that ending sucked. And now that makes the ending of season 2 even worse because they were basically trying to directly connect it to the US, even though it made no sense, which again, spoilers if you haven't seen the ending of Squid Games season 2. Uh, I thought it was so dumb that that's how they ended it, where I think he goes to the US, he's in New York, he looks over, and somebody is being recruited into the games, but they're playing one of the Squid Games. You're in the US. Should you not be playing like that ball and jacks game, tic tac toe, something different? It made no sense that they were playing a game from another country. So they kind of already ruined it from that. Uh, let me see ending because I want to get that final shot. Where is it? Where's that lady? Who is it? Is it Kate Blanchett? Is that who it was? I don't even know anymore. There we go. Her. That look she gave. You know I'm Squid Gaming? You look like a Squid Gamer. It was season 3. Sorry about that. Let's be honest though. Season 2 was split up into 2 seasons. The reason I keep saying season 2 is because season 2, 2 and 3 were one season. They had a story for one season and they decided to divide it up. You know what I mean. But either way, I was actually looking forward to Squid Games US. I thought it could be cool. I thought it could work out. Does not look like they're moving forward with it. I still think Squid Games as a property has a lot of potential. And like I said, you could do other countries. You could do other games that people grew up on. And that's the fun of it. Different contestants, different stories every time. You don't have to just keep following the same characters. So I'm actually honestly surprised that they canceled it. They're not moving forward with it when you had a talent like David Fincher. Unless maybe this is like a sign that his Cliff Booth movie that he's doing with Brad Pitt, because that's the only other thing David Fincher is doing, right? With Netflix. David Fincher, uh, Cliff? I don't even know how to spell his name. I'm off my game today, guys. Sorry. Yeah, the Adventures of Cliff Booth. I mean, unless this movie is just poo poo, and Netflix is like, oh yeah, we're not letting you near Squid Games now. I don't see why they would do all this. This movie looks fun and good. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. But you guys see, Netflix decided not to move forward. Where would you like the future of the Squid Games franchise to go? What would you like to see next? Do you just want the reality show? And are you as bummed as me we're not going to get US Squid Games? Because, like, when there have been some games in there you thought could have been, killerfied, I think that could have been fun. I think so. All right. Let's see here. Okay, I definitely wanted to touch upon this because I thought it was really exciting news. The Leprechaun reboot is back on ya. I'm the Leprechaun. That's my best Mike Myers doing Leprechaun. It got revealed here, as an update that a new Leprechaun horror movie in the works from Lionsgate, Patrick Melton and Marcus Dunstan. Now, if you guys don't remember, you might be thinking deja vu, or Chris, hadn't you already talked about this? Like, what's with your obsession with Leprechaun? Don't worry about it, buddy. Just know I got the obsession. But there was a reboot announced like 2 years ago, I want to say. Let's see if I can find the exact article. It was like 2022. But there was a reboot announced like literally couple years ago, and it was with an unknown director who was like up and coming. There we go. It was with in 2024, an attempt announced with director Felipe Vargas and writer Mike Van Was, but did not progress. Yeah, like we heard this announcement in 2024, And then we just out of nowhere heard it's not moving forward. And I thought, that's the end. It's not going to happen anymore. We keep hearing about it, and it's not. I feel like this is an upgrade from what we were getting. Not to say the Felipe version wasn't going to be good, and for all we know, Lionsgate canceled it because they thought this is not turning out how we would like. This team right here is a team that has more experience in the back of stuff I actually enjoy watching, and I feel they could bring something fun to Leprechaun. So let's read on to what they have here. They let us know that it says here, speaking to his entree to the world Leprechaun, Oren Carl's told Deadline, after producing all the Saw films, the 23 wonderful years at and 23. Jeez, Chris. All right, give me a second, guys. And 23 wonderful years at Lionsgate. I'm thrilled to be working again with Lionsgate team, Patrick and Marcus, and my son, Miles, on a terrifying new way into the rich world of Leprechaun. Now, this team was actually supposed to do the Final Destination reboot a couple years back, and then it didn't work out, and then they went with John Watts, producer, and another team. But they have written Saw 4, 5, 6, and 3D, which, if we're being honest, the only good one really in there is Saw 6. I do like parts of 4 and 5 because that was when they were doing the whole detective storyline that was going on that felt very soap opera-y, but I liked it. And one of the writers in here is also responsible for the Collector franchise. I don't know if you guys know that, but if you don't, please check it out. And I'm still devastated we never got the third Collector movie that they keep saying one day we're going to get, but we never do. But these two movies are really great. I enjoy them. And I'm still so mad we still haven't gotten the Collected because we need it, baby. So I like this. And that's the only tidbit we have. We have no idea if they have plans for Warwick Davis, which I'm going to tell you right now, probably not. But at least we know they're going with a horror angle into this because they said here that they have a terrifying new way into the rich world of Leprechaun. Now, time for just wild speculating into this here. So when I hear that, my mind goes to staying within the universe that they have created with Warwick Davis. All right? Because, again, guilty pleasure movies, I understand they're not your cup of tea. They are mine. I quite enjoy them, and I just think Warwick Davis himself just brought a lot of fun to the franchise. And I think there's a lot of cool things in the Leprechaun movies that they do to keep it interesting. So when they say a terrifying new way into the Leprechaun world or lore, is it what would they use? The rich world of Leprechaun. I mean, wouldn't the best way to go into that world is just make it about another Leprechaun in that world? Where Warwick Davis is out there, his adventures existed, he did his thing. He can't be the only Leprechaun that exists. There must be other Leprechauns. So let's follow a new one. That way you also don't have to be following too much into the footsteps of what Warwick Davis is. He's not that exact version. You have some freedom to do new things, but with a lot of magical creatures, you could assume that they have a lot of similar characteristics or things that go about them, because at the end of the day, it's just them wanting their gold, right? They just want their gold, and they're going to get it back in the most sadistic way possible. So I like this. I am happy with this. I just hope it actually happens. Okay, I don't know why. The first thing that came to mind, and I know this is going to make no sense, but this is just the way my mind works. This is the first thing I thought of whenever I heard it, and forgive me. All right, this is what I thought of whenever I heard the news.
Open it up.
This is me getting told I'm getting a new Leprechaun movie.
A baby boy in November.
New Leprechaun movie.
I'm having a baby.
I hope it doesn't die this time.
And that was me. I hope it doesn't die this time. I hope I get to see the Leprechaun movie this time. I hope you actually make it this time. But that was the first thing that came to my mind when I saw it. It says, hey, Leprechaun movie.
Baby boy in November.
I'm having a baby. I hope it doesn't die this time.
That's all I can think about, man. That's all I can think about whenever that happened is, I hope it doesn't die this time. I hope I actually get to see this movie. So we'll see, guys. I know they don't have like the best movies in the background, but funny enough, it is that kind of schlocky attachment to old horror where I feel like they could probably keep the essence of what made the Leprechaun fun and bring it to the big screen. I'll be honest with you, I know it still have a long battle up. Movies like this just uh 'cause, people want to see more of like the obsession in the back rooms, which I totally agree, right? We want that. But I'm telling you, these were the kind of horror movies that made me fall in love with horror. They're not the best horror movies, but they are fun peeks into the universe, and they're creative things that you don't have to take all that seriously, similar to like Killer Clowns or Demonic Toys. I always like those kind of movies. Oh, and that brings me to our next story. Good, I forgot about that. Okay, talk about that here in a sec. And so I'm like, sure, let's give it to them. Let's see what they can do. I just hope that they keep it fun, that they do try to keep some terror into it. Because, hey, that first two Leprechaun movies did terrify me as a kid. But now I just watch them and I kind of giggle. But all right, you guys let me know. You hear this team is working on the Leprechaun franchise. Think this is an upgrade or a downgrade from the previous time? Do you think it'll actually happen this time? You hear them say a new terrifying way into the Leprechaun world. Do you think like me, like, okay, maybe they'll focus on another Leprechaun and Warwick Davis is out there, leaves a room for him to cameo or to show up, or I don't know. It could be something. You guys let me know. Okay. Now, I was just reminded of this as I was talking about it. There is this report going around that we have to take with a grain of salt, but I am seeing enough credible outlets talk about this. It's being reported right now that Blumhouse is actually snatched up the rights to make a new Puppet Master movie. Yeah, so right here it says from Dead Central, Blumhouse developing Puppet Master Reboot with a possible TV series also in the works. All right, it says here, according to a quote attributed to Charles Band's latest book that has begun circulating online, Blumhouse has secured an option to develop new Puppet Master Reboot with a deal potentially extending beyond a feature film. Said here, we finally closed a deal with Blumhouse, the biggest name in what's left of the horror world. It was a lucrative option deal for them to make a big reboot of Puppet Master, a movie, yes, and possibly a series as well. Best of all, I got to hold on to all my Puppet Master stuff, the movies and the merch. Honestly, I can't wait to see what they come up with. And all right, this is another one. The Puppet Master. I actually like the Leprechaun movies more, but Puppet Master is still some fun, especially that second movie, right? And then, oh man, there's some really weird things that go on as the franchise continues. Hitler gets involved. It's like, what? How? Okay. Um, but Blumhouse has been known to do this, and for all the flack Blumhouse gets, guys, they are at least one of the studios that is constantly trying to bring to life some of these older properties that, people say, just let them die. Jason Blum, we know, is a big horror fanatic, and he's constantly trying to nab all the rights to the big properties. I mean, he's constantly talking about, I'm trying to get Jason. I'm sure he tried to get Texas Chainsaw, but A24 beat them on that end. And he realizes Puppet Master does have a fan base. There's something you could do there. And I feel like, yeah, I feel like there is room for you to do something fun with the Puppet Master world. Because, again, these are kind of crazy little creatures. Throat's getting dry. Excuse me. And I would love to see it. Now, do I think it'll be good? We've had our controversial opinions on the Halloween Michael Myers Blumhouse movies, but at the end of the day, I quite enjoyed what they did there. Let me see if anything else I could look up. Option deal. Now, here when they said, and this is the kind of deal Blumhouse makes, where a lot of studios, when they want to make a movie based on an IP, and this is probably why they don't happen often, is because they then want to own that property. They want to snatch it up, take it up, and here, like Charles is mentioning, I got to keep the rights. I got to keep them for myself. I got to have them, my merch, my all that. They're just getting the ability to make movies on them. That's exactly what they did with Halloween. They got a deal to make 3 movies, but Blumhouse didn't then own the Halloween franchise. They didn't get to keep Halloween. They just got the ability to make a couple movies out of them and then pass it on to the next person. So I kind of like that. I feel like there is fun to be had, and there's a lot of cool characters in the Puppet Master world. Again, I'd be very curious to how they mix up or change up the lore, because the lore gets kind of wild. There's demons, there's World War II Nazis involved. There's all this crazy stuff that hey, you could try to keep in. But overall, let's do it, man. I'd be so down for this. So again, like I said, just take it with a grain of salt right now, because we only have really that Facebook post that's going around. No one has even like bought the actual book to verify that that's an actual quote in here. Let me see if they finally got word back, because I remember in the article they said that they were waiting to hear from Blumhouse. No, they haven't updated. It says we've reached out to Blumhouse for comment and we'll update the story if the studio responds. I feel like that's something, Jason Blum would want to announce or let people know. So we'll see. But yeah, it's looking like Blumhouse might have snatched up Puppet Master rights. Is that something you want to watch? Would you think that's a good idea for them? How do you feel about that? I'd like to know. I'd like to know. All right. Let's move on to some other things we got going on here. Okay. The X-Men cast. There are crazy things going on with oh. Well, there's your look at Spider-Man fighting up. What is this photo? Son, no girl, no banner, only son. um X-Men. All right. We are getting more and more reports, and it's looking like by the end of this week at D23, we are going to get the X-Men fully revealed. It is funny because Doomsday is also at the end of this year, and we're going to see the old Fox X-Men for another go around, but Disney and their schedule and the way things lined up, they are going to start filming the new X-Men movie for the MCU soon. So they gotta have to start announcing these, because these things are getting left thrown out there. Now, it is getting confirmed. While we have found out now that Kit Connor is going to be our Cyclops, we're finding out a couple of names that were almost Cyclops. And I wonder what you guys think about this. I am still happy with Kit, but we are finding out here from the Hollywood Reporter, so an official source, not a rumor, that Asa Germain German auditioned for Cyclops in the new X-Men movie, but Kit Connor got the part. There was a strong interest in Cooper Hoffman, but scheduling conflicts made that idea impossible. Dang, man. So, like, look, I have strongly warmed up to Cooper Hoffman as Cyclops. Don't need to warm up to it anymore, because it's just not going to happen. We have our Cyclops, and I do think Kit, I mean, he looks the part. I wish I could speak to his acting ability. I just don't know. But physically, Kit looks phenomenal as Scott Summers. I don't know how I would have felt about these two. I gotta be honest. I liked Asa in Gen V. I thought he was all right there. Wasn't the biggest fan of him in Scream 7, but that's more to do with what the movie did for him. I was really warming up to Cooper, and I kind of wanted to see that transformation, man. I would have motivated me seeing Cooper Hoffman get that Marvel body. I would have been like, he can do it. I can do it. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Take a bite of my Crunch Bar. I'll just stay being fat. I don't care. Yeah, I have a Crunch Bar at a moment's notice. Sue me. But as so happens, and a lot of people are bringing this up, okay, maybe they didn't get Cyclops. There's room for them to be other people. What's funny, and I don't think this is wrong, I think Cooper and Kit do kind of look alike in a weird way. And that's not derogatory to either of them, but they have like especially like this kind of photo, they do like, people were saying, what if Cooper comes as Alex Summers? Banshee. I actually could definitely buy them as brothers. Like, I see it. Cooper and Kit right here. Sure, bring him back for that. And now I see the chat saying this, and I so agree with Asa. Angel. I'm like, do you know what? Yes. Because he still has an impeccable jawline, and his face is built very symmetrical. Would have worked fine for Scott Summers in the visor. and I don't know how else to say this, but his skin is so smooth. It's like he does give off this glowy heavenly feel, and you think with an angel guy with angel wings, that kind of fits. That kind of fits. Not Banshee, sorry, Havoc. My bad. I was thinking of First Class. Sorry, Havoc. You're right, Havoc. Sorry. I got them confused. But anyways, I was like, you know what? I could see him as Angel. I just prop him up those wings back there. Some people are saying, Nightcrawler, you gonna cover that lovely skin blue? I don't know about that. I don't know, man. I think Angel is a pretty good fit for him. I don't know. I just feel like it works. But anyways, yes. Havoc, not Banshee. My bad. I got them confused from First Class. Havoc. Yeah, I could see that happening. But we'll see. On that front. But what we are going to talk about, though, is now who is looking to be Professor X. Now, before the names I'm about to show you, the couple names we had heard was Bill Skarsgård as Professor X, and I had already a mental image of Bill as Lex Luthor because he was up for the role. So there was already tons of photos of him bald. I remember this one going around. So like I already had the bald mentality with Bill. So whenever I just heard I keep wanting to say Patrick Stewart, like that's the guy, Professor Xavier, I was like, yep, I see it, because bald and bald, right? And now the name we are being told, I did not see these guys at all as Professor X, but I'm willing to let Kevin Feige cook. It's being told right now that Christopher Abbott and Tom Pelphrey have auditioned to play Professor X in the new X-Men movie. Pelphrey didn't get the role, but it's unknown what happened to Abbott yet. And now other scoopers are saying Abbott might have locked down the role and he might actually be Professor X. Okay, couple thoughts on this. Again, you show me these two photos and you tell me, quick, fan cast these actors as someone in the Marvel Universe. I would be like, geez. Professor X would be like at the bottom of the list. I'd never even think about it. And it has nothing to do with the acting ability. It all comes down to just, can I picture you bald in a wheelchair doing this? Gene, please, get me my crunch bar. And acting ability wise, I'm both on board with these guys because I haven't seen him in any movies, but he was in that Mark Ruffalo show. Jeez, I'm forgetting the name of it, but it was all about an FBI agent who's like hunting down these drug traffickers or people who rob drug traffickers. You guys in the chat will let me know, but he was great in that. He was really good in that show. I quite liked him. And Abbott over here, I most recently know him, Task. Thank you so much, Ethan. Task. Abbott over here, he most recently saw him in The Wolfman, which didn't love the movie, but him in himself in it was really good. So, okay, it's looking like Christopher Abbott might end up being our Professor X, and it just, again, it's a name I did not even consider or think of, but can I look up Christopher Abbott bald? Okay. All right. I mean, he's got the nice rounded head, like, and not all of us have that. You don't want to see what's under this dome, all right? Look, it looks like he's already talking to Jean Grey here. He's like, you really want to let that Phoenix out? I'd think about that twice. So, sure, all right. This is definitely a choice I didn't see coming. Again, no confirmation, all that. A lot of people are saying it's looking like he will be the one, but the cast is coming together, and I am really interested to see what they do with with Professor X come into the MCU. I'm also just wondering though, what if they don't announce it at D23? We're just gonna keep getting all these castings, all these people coming around. I have no idea if they do it or not. Because again, I just go back to Doomsday. I'm like, we're literally about to get James Marsden, and for all we know, at D23 they bust out the Doomsday cast, and they're like, here they are. By the way, here are their replacements. See y'all next year, guys. Don't you want to keep some mystery alive? Because to me, I mean, it definitely seems like the X-Men is dying in Doomsday. The X-Men is getting wiped by Doctor Doom in that movie. But yeah, I'm curious. Let me see what the chat is saying about Abbott. Abbott was in Craven 2, right? Was he? I don't even remember. Christopher Abbott, Craven. Was he? I just remember the other guy. Oh, was he the he was that guy? I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty interesting role. Not him good or bad. It was just like he was the guy that could like freeze time for somehow and kill people. That's fascinating. He was, you're right. Well, I mean, he's got the look down. Hey man, clean shaved head will go a long way. So I'm okay with it. Uh uh I think it could work. So yeah, you guys let me know. Are you excited if this ends up being the case? Is there somebody else you would have preferred? Again, just names I was not expecting at all. All right, let me see what else we got to talk about. All right, D23 predictions. Let's see if there actually is any articles about D23 and their predictions, because there's definitely got, okay, 50 predictions. Let's go, buddy. I'm down for this. Oh, it's probably gonna be a lot of theme park stuff, but why not? Villain Land gets a name. Oh, let's see. Uh, let me see if there's Avengers Infinity War Defense. It's all theme park stuff. Let me see if there actually is any Marvel stuff. I was like 50 teases X-Men. Okay, here we go. We're getting some things. Let me see if there's another article. I need pictures in my article, please. All right, D23. I know there's definitely going to be teasing some stuff in there. Okay, I mean, Starfighter for sure has to now start getting teased up and thrown in there. I can see that happening. Let me see. Come on, there's no list. I want to see. ASMR. It's a lot of theme park stuff is what people are going. Park predictions. Let's see if I do movie predictions. Because sometimes things do get announced there, and then you never hear about them again. Because need I remind you of Monster Truck Dwayne Johnson movie? This got announced at D23. Look, there's already a photo of him on set. Where is this movie? Maybe we'll get an update. That's so wild that this photo exists. This was at D23 Monster Jam. Okay, it was called Monster Jam. What? This was like D23 2 years ago or something. Monster Jam with Dwayne Johnson, 2024. Bro, I don't know what happened to this movie. I'm not saying I was looking forward or excited to it, but it's like you filmed a whole monster truck movie with Dwayne Johnson, announced it 2 years ago, and then nothing. For all we know, we might get the secret Monster Jam update come D23. But things like that, right? I'm trying to find, let's see here, the best final predictions here. What to expect D23? Okay, maybe here. Let's do this. Screen Rant will be our savior here. This is a recent article, right? 2026. Okay, good. Okay, what is planned for D23? Let's go. Star Wars. Okay, so we talked about that Starfighter. Yeah, we definitely need that. And after what happened in Mando and Grogu, where I just can't believe it. We live in a world where Obsession, the little horror indie movie that could, made more money than a Star Wars film. Like, does that not blow your mind to where Star Wars is right now? And again, I'm not trying to dog on Star Wars and all that just because I'm not the big Star Wars guy. I want that fandom to succeed and I want people to enjoy their stuff. But we are in a place where a movie that had a $700,000 budget beat out a Star Wars film. Like, bro, that's wild. So I think they definitely need to show something that'll blow people away. Again, we won't really see it to the public, but even just talking about it, some concept art, giving us something, a feel of it, because I've Mando and Grogu, which was an established IP within the Star Wars world, didn't do as great. Then the thing selling this movie is Ryan Gosling. Is he going to be enough to sell it? Because you had movies like, what was that one? Where he was a stunt man. What was it? I forget the name of it, but I liked that movie. I thought it was fine, but it didn't do great at the box office. Project Hail Mary did pretty well, though. So yeah, a trailer will be good. All right, let's see here. All right, Marvel predictions. Fall Guy, thank you, Fall Guy. I should have known that. Okay, let's see. Here they're saying DC 23 rumblings, which come in the form of Tobey Maguire, Hugh Jackman, Elizabeth Olsen, Tom Holland, or countless potential others. I'm telling you, I think that's what you need to do. Let's do that as a prediction then. Tobey Maguire gets announced at D23. Look, guys, we did the thing with No Way Home, where Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were hidden from all the marketing, and the movie still did fine. And Doomsday's still going to have a lot of plenty other things to sell it. But I think Marvel is at a more desperate place where, yes, Spider-Man is doing great, but at the end of the day, Spider-Man right now is a Sony project, and it feels immune to a lot of the comic book fatigue going on, right? Because it's Spider-Man. If you announce Tobey is in Doomsday, and then by announcing him, you are then able to use Tobey in your marketing. Put him in a trailer. Feige, you just sold tons of tickets. Now, you're going to have some angry fans because we're hearing the screen time is low and he's not doing much in the movie, but he's still in it, right? I don't know. I feel that could be on the chopping block. Him and Hugh Jackman for sure. I don't know about Elizabeth Olsen, and I don't know what Tom Holland would have to announce. He's got his success right now with Spider-Man, but unless they just announced already Spider-Man 5, which who knows? That would be awesome, but it's a Disney presentation. Sony will do that at their own time. Okay, after its absence from Marvel panel, yeah, Vision Quest, it was not talked about at SDC, so I think they're definitely going to give us an update on the Disney Plus side of things, because there have been some shakeups going on with Disney Plus, and you guys might have seen that Daniel Cretton actually gave an update that Kevin Feige is not to be blamed for Wonder Man not happening. He said here, Destin Cretton says he believes that if it were up to Kevin Feige, Wonder Man would not have been canceled. So it makes it sound like this was not Kevin Feige's choice, but it's probably a choice that needed to happen, not for Wonder Man, but in terms of scaling down Disney Plus content. I think looking at the Mandalorian numbers, looking at maybe some of the not so big numbers on other Marvel movies, I think Disney has come to terms that it's like, hey, oversaturating our streaming service with some of our biggest IPs is hurting our brand more than doing favors for it. We're just cutting back on everything. But the last show that they have filmed that they need to get out there is Vision Quest. So definitely going to be some Vision Quest stuff, but I'm curious if they talk about more things on Disney Plus, whether they announce anything else or whether they do talk about we're scaling back or we're only going to stick to special presentations. Definitely wondering about that. You have your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2, Daredevil Born Again Season 3. So there are Disney Plus things to talk about because that stuff is in the can. Okay? Finally, Marvel Studios wish to cooperate. Recent trade reports confirming the development of the Nova movie. Yeah, that's been in the works as well. We've heard that a Nova movie, some Deadpool project as well. The big thing I'm for sure going with, though, is X-Men casting. You got to reveal the X-Men and give us an update to what's going on there, because it's just starting to leak everywhere. Might as well just officially confirm it. Especially now that Sadie Sink, like, you can just say what she is, since the Spider-Man movie will have been out for like 3 weeks by that point. Other D23 predictions. All right, let's see here. Then we have their other films coming out, like Whale Fall. Looks interesting, that movie where the guy gets like stuck inside a whale. Yeah. We have Ice Age, Boiling Point, Simpsons movie 2, Frozen 3. Okay, that looks. I would definitely like a major update on Incredibles 3. I would love to know the plot, where they're headed with that, especially because Brad Bird recently said made a comment making it sound like he doesn't want to age up Dash and the kids, which I'm like, why not? Just do it. Age them up. I would like to see what the Incredibles world looks like with them growing up. Maybe that's the story. Mom and dad are kidnapped and it's up to the kids to save them, and we see them as heroes. I don't know. That's kind of simple, but I just hope the movie's as mature as the first movie, man, because I was not a big fan of the second movie. And could possibly announce an installment of Monsters, Inc. Yeah, I could see that. They could do that. And Gato. Okay. Then we got the park predictions. So yeah, I'm sure there'll be some exciting things going on, but yeah, that's where I think things lie. I'm curious what you guys think in terms of predictions and what will be announced. I'm sure it'll be a fun time, but they got to come out swinging with Doomsday, man. I'm thinking that's the way to do it, is finally announce Toby, bring him out on stage and say Spider-Man. And especially you could do it in a fun way where you're like, it's our Spider-Man. You think it's Tom Holland and it's Toby, and you play the... Oh, and Toby walks out with that theme, it's over, buddy. $4 billion instantly. You're welcome, Kevin Feige. All right. But yeah. All right. Seeing if in the chat real quick, if you guys have any predictions or things that you think I am missing, I would like to know. The Endgame re-release, yeah, Fazbear, Mario Bros, that could be one. They could definitely talk about it. It's just, again, with like how much can you show off of that, because the whole point to go see the Endgame encore is the new footage. So I don't even know if they would do a trailer teasing that. The live action Tangled, that could definitely be talked about, especially because there's already set photos of live action Tangled. Maybe they have a little something to show audiences, because let me see, I think they have it here. Yeah, this is the photos going around. So yeah, it's something they could show off and have people going. King Dave says your mom. Okay, well, my mother doesn't work for Disney. I don't think she'd be there. Let's see here. It says Pinocchio horror movie. I don't think they do that, but I'd like to see Disney do that. Lilo and Stitch 2. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch 2 would be interesting. To know what direction they're headed in, because it's supposed to be not really based on any of the movies and more an original idea. I'd like to get like a glimpse. Spider-Verse 3 is not going to happen because that's Sony, not a Disney thing. But yeah, for sure. Another announcement of the Punisher. I think after the special and his time in Spider-Man, I don't know if we see Punisher again for a while. I'd love to, but I don't know. I think we don't hear about Punisher or Daredevil until after Secret Wars. Because I definitely think, unfortunately, season 3 of Daredevil is like the last of the Daredevil show that they're going to do. But yeah. Okay. Toy Story 6 now. They'll announce Toy Story 6 in like 5 years. There's always like a 7-year gap between those movies. All right. Let's see. I'll go into the Reddit pages for a second. Oh, 3C movie. I like this poster. That's cool. I was still wild for my Avatar look, man. I pulled that off quite well. I like me as my mini Smurf. Jeez. The costume budget on 3C is wild. Oh, yeah. Oh, son. Gotham needs a savior. And I'm him. What's going on, Gordon? My dad sent me this on Facebook, believing this is real. Oh, Lord. According to My Time to Shine, hello, William Dafoe will be returning as Norman Osborn, a.k.a. Green Goblin. I've heard this rumor. I just don't know if I believe it, man. It makes no sense. Why would he return as Green Goblin in Doomsday when they cured him at the end of No Way Home? And if they didn't, well, then that defeats the ending of No Way Home and May's sacrifice. And also, what? No. Okay, it's one thing to say Doc Ock is in there with Toby fighting off the X-Men. Okay, fine, whatever. I could kind of believe, Doc Ock could still do what he does without being powered, but it makes no sense for Green Goblin for me. Okay, all right. Nice little tier list for Spider-Man movies. Good stuff. Wait a second. Oh, I'm the CEO? It's just me? That's my best CEO of sex. Oh, Lord. Lapris? I want me gold. Give me my gold. I want to hear the comments on this. Everybody hates Chris. Okay, well, that's nice. Day 30. Have not watched it yet. Robert Pattinson's son. At least it's a nice Photoshop job. Chris, I love you. Sorry for the prank. What was the prank? Oh, were you the one who told me? Son is muted. Am I not? Please don't tell me I'm muted, y'all. Oh, yeah, you pranked me. You got me good. Maybe next time. I hope there's a new 3C meme this week. There was no 3C meme this week. Okay, we got me as Hitler. That's crazy. We have Jubilee and Kitty Pryde. That's hilarious. The park's mother is whose mother? Oh my god, is it Scarlet Witch? Is she on here? I don't know what more they can announce, man. Adam Driver. Yeah, I did see that. Eminem. A lot of people are finding little things. The Eminem cover would have been nice if Eminem showed up. You know, Eminem does some good comic book art. And yeah, the ice cream, man. I was gonna go and check it out, but I just everything hearing about it, I was like, why would I want to leave my son to go watch AI slop? If it didn't have the AI, I would have gone to checked it out and do this. But to pay money to go see it, no, thank you. Just Eli Roth, what the heck, man? I don't even know if I want to see your Thanksgiving too now. I heard awful things. I was like, what's the point? Not gonna go see that. All right. Let's move on to your super chatty chats. We have it here. I don't care if you saw, but Cindy Moon was in Hulk's class in Brand New Day. Do you think they will announce a Silk project at D67? Please let me know your thoughts. Thank you. No, it's so crazy, the Cindy Moon stuff, because you know where else Cindy Moon was? Cindy Moon also appeared in Spider-Man Homecoming. Dun, dun, dun! Did they do anything there? Is it the same actress? No. They just say, this Asian person, your name's Cindy, because it'll get people talking online. Alrighty then. Sure. So, no. I don't think they'll do anything. It means nothing. I think it's literally just for this online chatter. They're not gonna put Cindy Moon. If they do, I will paint the Spider-Man suit on my body and get on camera. Paint it. If Cindy Moon is actually a big character for the next movie. Watch, Tom Holland's calling Destin right now saying, Destin, put Cindy Moon in the next movie. I've got some revenge I need to take. So no, it won't. And see, already the chat's also, and look, Miles is next to her. We're never escaping this. Asian person, Cindy Moon. Black person, Miles Morales. When will it end? Did you hear about the new Legend of Zelda casting? This is also Sam Neill's last movie before his passing. I did see that. It's pretty sad to hear about the casting choice, or that that'll be Sam Neill's last one, because we thought it would be Supernova, but no. Here, I guess Sam Neill has a role in the Legend of Zelda movie. Very curious to what he to what role how big of a role actually he has. And then yeah, this guy right here, whose name I'm definitely gonna butcher, Yuli Latukifu, has been cast as Ganondorf in the Legend of Zelda. Now, I believe he was also the villain in Black Adam, if I am not mistaken. Let me double check. Black Adam. I believe. Oh no, he wasn't the villain. Was he Dwayne's father in the flashback? Or what did he play in that? I think he was Dwayne's father in the flashback, right? Or his son, or it was something like that. But dude, I mean, yeah, you look at this. They're gonna put a bunch of green, crazy makeup and stuff like that. Let's go. Let me see, because they said he's in Black Adam. I want to see what he played. I want to get it right. I thought he was the red dude. In Black Adam, he was... Oh, yeah, he was the champion. So he was the previous champion before Black Adam. Cool. Yeah. I'm fine with it. I didn't make it a topic just because, one, my Zelda knowledge is just very limited. So I'd be like, oh, Ganondorf, do you think they're going to give him his Goonendorf? But no, I mean, acting-wise, I'm sure it'll work. They're definitely, like I said, going to cover him in a bunch of prosthetics, if not CGI, maybe even modulate his voice. All I know about Ganondorf is from the people that would play him in Smash Bros, and I would always be pissed because they'd spam that move and I'd always die. But cool. Yeah, stuff's moving with The Legend of Zelda. You should try promoting the heck out of Coyote versus Acme the way you did Spider-Man Brand Day. I have been promoting it, buddy, but I'm doing it on the platform where I have the most reach. Right here. You can see I got the proof right here in the pudding for you. Let's see. 2 million views for my Coyote versus Acme trailer. Unfortunately, not going to get 2 million views on YouTube. But yeah, I have been promoting and talking up the movie on short form. And leading up the week of, I'm thinking about doing like a video a day on, short form content, because that just gets the most eyeballs. Just being like, hey, it's time to buy your tickets. It's time to rally up Coyote vs. Acme. But we need that movie to do well, man. And man, the movie comes out in like 2-3 weeks. The marketing has been very soft. We knew this was coming. You knew this was coming, Pete. Besides superhero films, best villain monologue. Ooh. Best villain monologue. Was it like Hans Gruber, Die Hard? Does he have a good monologue? I'm trying to think. That's like something hard to come off the top of your head. Let's see. Best villain monologues. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. The milkshake monologue? I drink your milkshake. The Rock, okay. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. The Inglourious Bastards one? Oh, yeah, that's a great one. That's a good one. That definitely goes up there. Apocalypse Now, don't remember it. Gordon Gekko, Rock Matty, Satan, Devil's Advocate, Bilge Gangs in New York. You can't handle the truth. Joker, that's comic book. I don't know. Lion King? I guess that is a good one. Golden Finger. Anything by Gary Oldman, that's true. Anything by Gary Oldman, basically. Oh, you know what? I will give it to Killmonger. Oh, but that's a comic book movie. He had a great one, though. Towards the end of the movie. I love that. Because my ancestors knew death was a better fate. I'm going to butcher that, but yeah. Oh, they even have the monologue written out for you, so if I want to do it. Where are the pictures? I need the pictures. Good stuff. Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess Training Day with Denzel's character. He's kind of like the bad guy in that movie. Spoilers. 7 cruel-hearted monologues. I just want to see. Again, no pictures. All right, we're moving on. Thoughts on Ethan Hawke as Professor X? To me, it's just about, can I see you bald? Is Ethan Hawke been bald? I'm sure he could work. I kind of like the idea of like a Christopher Abbott more. Jesus, that photo was wild. Where was it? That one just kind of jump scared me. What is this? When was this? That's a look. Just use your powers, Gene, and give everyone a comb over. Sure, I'm not too crazy about it. I think more because of how established and known he is. I think I see him more as Ethan Hawke than I will as a Professor X. Could Ghost Rider movie go with synthwave music? That would be awesome. I would hope that they'd go some guitar, some rock. Synthwave would be awesome, though. I like synthwave. 3C Live while I build Legos. Good time. Oh, nice. What Lego you building, buddy? What Lego you building? Can you say your top 3 seasons of Cobra Kai? The first 3. The first 3 are the best. From there, it kind of dips down and becomes very Disney Channel-esque and exaggerated. But the first 3 seasons are the best. Can you make a video of your action figure collection? I don't have much of an action figure collection now, my friend. I had kind of one, but I actually... The only action figures I kind of have now are horror, and my most prized one, which I'll just show you a photo of. These are like the only figures I truly have. I know I showed off well, I guess I have my NECA figures too. But I have these like old vintage these. I have every single one of these. There's like 30 of them. But this was like an old packaging, and it has like Freddy from every single movie. It's like my most prized figures. I have them stored away nicely. Um, but I have these. Other than that, not so much. It's just my NECA figures. I'm just trying not to hoard too much space and go crazy with collecting all sorts of stuff. I learned my lesson kind of with that. Hello, it's been a while. Final super chat again. Do you think Spider-Man help or hurt original idea movies like Obsession now that an IP made billions? No. It doesn't hurt. They can coexist. It just shows you. Well, one again, it's Spider-Man is immune, in similar way that Batman is, to just as long as you make a pretty decent movie of either or, there will be flocks of people that are always willing to watch a Spider-Man or Batman movie. And when there's not, man, you definitely did something wrong with the property, or that really just is the end of comic book movies. But no, it just showcases that, and if anything, it's better because this Spider-Man movie really focused in on its story, its characters, its themes. I mean, it shows you how big that they were able to get it without the use of like Toby and Andrew, which were big draws of the last movie. So if anything, it goes in favor to the things of like Obsession and Backrooms that are trying to put characters in story first. You skipped me. Triggered you last stream bell. Yeah, it did. I said, say that again. James sends in some love. Thanks so much. Chris, you were right. I'm addicted to Chris Hansen clips now. You were not lying. It's now my most anticipated film. I'm telling you. I don't know what it was about watching that stuff back then, but I'd order my meal and I would just watch some pedo get caught by Chris Hansen. Why don't you take a seat here? What were you gonna do here? Crazy stuff. Imagine being a student in Professor Banner's class and the Hulk out because a student was caught using Ultron GPT to cheat on an exam. That would be wild if Ultron GPT existed. Would not put it past it. Talk about Leprechaun. I already did, buddy. Could you please do a ranking of everything Spider-Man video like you once did with Batman? Been watching you since 2019 full time. Oh man, that would be a lengthy one. What would I do? The movies, the costume. I would definitely want to do the villains. Swinging would maybe be up there. I feel wrong doing the love interest, so no. I guess I could be those four things. That's an idea. Update on my MCU first time binge. Finished Ant-Man last night. Been really enjoying these movies so far. Least favorite so far. No! Is the first Captain America movie. The others have mostly been 8 out of 10 for me. I don't know about you. The first Captain America movie is probably my personal favorite MCU movie. I know it's not the best one. I know there are better ones out there. To me, the first Captain America movie is like my personal favorite. I love that one. But all right, hey, we all got our different choices, man. I just got a second job, more money for 3C. Oh, nice. Keep it coming. Can we get an idea of what you're doing for Spooky Mama month besides the five? I mean, everything is kind of revolving around Freddy. It's not going to be Five Nights at Freddy's themed, if that's what you're thinking. It's not FNAF themed, but he's kind of a centerpiece that was going to help me figure out the rest of the set. And if I can't get my hands on Freddy, then I got to have a different idea. And right now, I don't know what that is. What is the moment who push? What is the moment who pushed you to be a YouTuber and chose 3C Films? I mean, it was just me wanting to be different with my rating system. At the time, people were doing 1 out of 10s, A out of F, 5-star, 4-star, and I was like, I could do better. I could be more detailed. I could be more in, and so I created the rating system, came up with a name, and it was really just Batman versus Superman was the movie that pushed me to want to like talk movies because it just made me so mad, that movie. I'm still upset with everything they did, and it made me want to put my voice out there. Poppy Chris, if it's not too much to ask, but can you make a list of movies to watch for Spooky Mama season? Maybe on Letterboxd. Like new release movies or old movies? Let me know on that. I could think about it. FNAF turns 12 tomorrow. Any movie predictions? I mean, they just better do Springtrap well. There better be a lot of William Afton. They better make it rated R. Like they just go with it. Just do rated R. You'd be surprised. It would still make a good amount of money. Just do it, Blum. 3C, finally, 21 tomorrow. Also going to Harry Potter Cosm in Dallas. If I see you, remember me by Die Hard Tasm fan. Tom's the best now. You're my favorite character. You know, I'm torn on the Cosm thing because it actually does look kind of like an interesting way to experience a movie. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Maybe there's some in your area. I don't know. They're like, it's like this like stadium kind of view way to watch a movie. I hope it's not used with AI. I think it's with CGI, but we'll see. But they create this like immersive environment in watching a movie. So right now this is the Harry Potter one, and it's like an auditorium. Usually these places are built for stadium games. Let me see if I can pop that up. Cosmo game. Cosmo. I'll put football game then. Because it makes it look like you're actually on the field watching a game. It's kind of wild. So here it is. Sorry. So you're watching a football game, like if you have, floor seats or whatever you want to call them, you're watching the game and you're in the stadium. It's just like this giant, huge panel that goes wall to wall. Here's the people. You're indoors, you have food and all that, but it literally looks like you have front row seats to a game. It's honestly kind of cool. I have not experienced it yet, but it looks really awesome and like a cool way to maybe watch a game. Well, this same company also is doing movies. And like I said, so here's the one for Harry Potter where they try to make it immersive, like with what's happening on screen. They try to create an environment for what is also happening. So the scene where Harry's getting all the letters thrown at him, there's a bunch of letters thrown out. I think there was also one for like Matrix. What does that look like? Matrix. Here we go. And so they have the screen of the movie, and then they make the surrounding look like the rest of the film. And I don't know. Some people are annoyed by it. Some people don't like it. They think it's doing too much. I feel like it's kind of an interesting experience, and I'm kind of just waiting for like the right movie for me to want to go see it. They just announced that they're going to be doing it with It. So Pennywise. I'm curious what that's going to look like. Let me see if they have the Cosm. Let's see. It. Is it this one? So they kind of have it for It. Oh, so they have all the masks and stuff, so you can kind of see. I don't know. I kind of don't hate it. I'd be willing to try the experience. I think it looks interesting. I think this type of style got a bad rap because, like a lot of people are mentioning, the Sphere with the Wizard of Oz, and we know that did use a lot of AI to create the environments and everything going on. So I don't know. I don't think this is using AI. I believe this company is not the same one as the Sphere. Uh, let's see here. Let's see if we can get a look at what it looks like this fall. Face. Oh, geez. I don't know. This editing style is terrible. Just so much flashes. I don't. Kind of an interesting way, I think, to experience a movie. But you guys let me know. All right. I love idea of character name Rose from Web of Spider-Man comics, where he's a son of Kingpin, and plus what you think all the rumors from Spider-Man. Well, which ones, buddy? I mean, there's so many out there. Sure, let's have Rose Kingpin's son. What do you say about my father? What's your most recent DoorDash order? Oh boy, come on now, buddy. Don't do this to me. It's probably. You guys think differently of me? Well, hang on. I don't want to dox myself. I was about to show you my DoorDash receipt, and probably my address will be on there. But yeah, my friend makes fun of me all the time because it's like, you ended up paying $30 for essentially a monster and a candy. Hey, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. I just want to make sure my address isn't on here. That was $18. My address is on there. Never mind. Waiting for your first short film. Come on, Papa 3C. I need to hop on it. It was $18, okay? 30 for a monster and a candy, bro. That's robbery. Yeah, that is. But that's the price. It is so hot in Texas, dude. I step outside and the sun hits me and I go, I feel like SpongeBob in that one scene at the end of the movie. SpongeBob dies. This scene. I go outside and this is literally what it feels like. It's awful. Hot take, the Gene and Peter dynamic was so good near the end of Brand New Day that I honestly really hope they get to have more interactions in the future. I wouldn't mind it. I hope that Spider-Man has a little bit of crossover with the X-Men or some interaction with them. That'd be nice. Why are there rumors that Sadie Sink will be playing Jean Grey in the MCU when she played the villain in Spider-Man Brand New Day? Elio, we can play dumb, or we can just be dumb. What would we like to be? Because at this point, if you don't know, then I failed as my job as a content creator, buddy. Have you heard of the horror movie Buddy? It's a mascot horror movie that comes out later this month, and the trailers actually look pretty interesting. Yeah, I've talked about it before on SideFlick. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just waiting for a more feature-length trailer, because all the stuff they really done right now is just like little viral marketing of like, it's like a little Barney TV show kind of looking thing. But I heard good things about it, and I am looking forward to that movie. I saw Spider-Man Brand New Day 2 times already, and I'm gonna see it a third time. Has there been any other movie you've seen more than 3 times? Oh, No Way Home, Endgame. I did watch Scream 5 3 times in theaters because I was just so happy Scream was back. What was another one? What's another like movie out there? There's quite a few out there, but it's always the movies that make you feel good, right? And yeah, I mean, someone said here Superman 3 times. I saw Superman twice. I saw Fantastic Four twice. Infinity War, yeah, that was a good one. But yeah, those are the ones that could come on my. I saw the live action Moana 4 times, sadly. Who's holding you hostage, Ortiz? Let me talk to them. Have you ever wanted to crash out on stream? Oh yeah, that Spider-Man spoiler live stream when people were arguing with me about whether the thing with Ned at the end of the movie, that's the thing. And now the Cindy Moon thing is next. Couple times, yeah. Hey 3C, big fan. Just wanted you to know I'm very proud of you for everything you're doing, and I'm supporting you to the end, bub. When Doctor Doom RGA takes his mask off and reveals his face, who will be the first person to see it? I'm gonna go with Chris Evans. I feel like that's kind of the one that'll make it. And by the way, thank you for that lovely thing at the beginning. I'm gonna pretend you were my father saying that. Yes, Daddy. Thank you so much, Daddy. If not Spider-Man, because it doesn't look like Tom Holland is in the movie, the next person up would be Chris Evans. It would be a Steve Rogers. Tony? My thing would be, though, if they just don't address it. If, like, that is how far they're going with it, where it's like they're just pretending that doesn't even look like Tony, and they're not going to play too much into the resemblance that he looks like Tony Stark, that will be hilarious. It reveals his mask. He's like, oh, they're going to say Tony, and everybody's like, who are you? I'm going Chris Evans, Steve Rogers. You should low-key change your channel name from 3C Films to 3C Studios from your recent cringe throw. And maybe that'll be the short film channel. That's a good idea there. Love the videos. Do you think we will get 2 years between every Spider-Man movie like the previous trilogy? They are in their 30s now. Also, new 3C lore. Not much 3C lore to go on right now, but 2 years in between wouldn't be bad. I'm going to go 3 years in between. They're going to space them out now, especially since they announced they're not going to be doing the spin-off movies as much, and that was kind of buffering them to not have to rush Spider-Man movies out, because they were like, we could do a Kraven, we could do a Venom, and then Spider-Man can come out 5 years later. So I think now they just maybe 3 years apart. Chris, please say orange peels. Orange peels. When do tickets go on sale for Avengers Endgame? That is a good question. I do not know. Let me see. Avengers Endgame Encore tickets. It does not say. I'm thinking soon though. Surprised they didn't have more suits in Brand New Day for toys and merch. I'm actually glad. We didn't talk about that much. Hey, good on me for being able to read that. Come on now. These glasses, they're glassing in. But hey, I'm glad with that. That I don't know if that was. I'd love to ask either Kevin Feige, Sony, John Watts. Why did you feel the need to give Spider-Man 3, 4 different suits a movie? Did you like have a percentage on the toys? Like, was there a mandate? I'm glad Destin put his foot down and he's like, we got one suit and that's it, because it's a gorgeous suit in Brand New Day. Let me see, Brand New Day. Yeah. And I mean, they tease towards the end he might get a new suit because this suit got pretty badly damaged. But if they just tweak it slightly up, I'd be okay with that. But I'm happy. And already, if you even look at some of the Brand New Day toys, they were just using the old suits. Let's see, Brand New Day toys like here, like this one. It's using the Iron Spider suit that isn't even in the movie. And you have Hulk, so he's like Iron Spider. So it's like they have such a backlog of suits now. They're just like, we don't need you to make more suits. We'll just bust one out from the last couple movies and just sell that. Or we'll just do whatever, like this toy. Hey 3C, I have the Kick-Ass Steelbook and it's sick. If you're looking to own the film physically, the Steelbook is definitely the way to go. That's one of the ones I want to get. I love Kick-Ass. I think it's like probably one of my favorite movies of all time. I love that film. I don't know why. I know it's not like the greatest movie ever made, but I really like Kick-Ass. I remember just like that again. I had memories of sneaking in to that film because it was one of my first rated R movies. I was on a date, not to just being a bad boy. I was like, come on, girl, I'll sneak you in. You didn't have assigned seats, so you just pick a row and you sit down. I love that movie. I still do. Hey, Chris, I hope you're having a good week. Do you think you'll stream the Halloween video game on... Oh, yes, definitely will. Also, have you seen Eli Roth's Ice Cream Man? No, and probably won't. If it ends up on streaming, I'll pop it in for like Spook Your Mama time, but no interest, really. My favorite bit you pull is the Anakin is no more. I am what remains. And then you sing the TikTok edit. I love that. The Anakin is gone. I am what remains. We got to pull it up now. That's just peak. I love that. If I was a gym bro, that's what I'd be blasting. Let's see. Is that the right one? I don't know. I gotta find like a good one. The one that actually has the edit.
Person on my knee. You're a slave?
Come on. I hate that you can't find old things. Oh, dude, this should have been a movie, dude. Why didn't they do this as a movie? I'm gonna get copyrighted. Sorry. I can't find the edit, but I love that. Anakin is gone. Don't know what that was. Is there a hot take you read you agreed on, but they said it in a wrong way where you want to You're gonna have to give me an example. I mean, I could probably agree with some hot takes out there. I mean, kind of a hot take right now is the whole is Sadie Sink redeemable as Jean Grey. I feel like I could see her being redeemed if we've redeemed Loki and Wanda's not really redeemed yet, but people still love her. To me, I'm more agreeing right now with the people because I agree that like Tom just needs his own iconic villains. They need to stop giving him villains that aren't really his villains. That's why I'm so excited if Scorpion actually becomes Venom, because from Homecoming to now, Scorpion does feel very like vendetta against Peter. And that's what I would want. Like how Jean is going to be the face of the mutants from the MCU. She's the catalyst of people not liking mutants because of the actions she did. I do wonder how all of that is going to work, because come Secret Wars, how much of that stuff is still going to be remembered by the public? How much of it will be wiped away? Like, yes, you could have a mutant do a crazy attack, but if next year then you have your whole planet turned into Battle World and a guy with a metal mask is telling you what to do, I don't think you're worrying about little redhead anymore. You're like, we got to figure this Battle World thing out. So I'm curious how much of what Sadie Sink did in New York still remains part of the timeline for after Secret Wars. That's why I really want to see how they handle the soft reboot of the MCU. Hey, Papa 3C, ¿cómo estás? I'm getting married next Saturday. Any lore on weddings? We love your content so much and would love some Nacho Libre impressions. Nacho! Get that corn out of my face. Beneath the man, we find his nucleus. Can't you see this woman's a nun? Sorry, I like it. Okay. I don't have any lore on weddings. I don't think I've actually been to very many. Oh, I lie. I actually have been to several weddings. But it's not really even interesting lore. It's just my parents growing up owned a catering business, so they would be the caterers for a lot of weddings. And when I turned 16, I was I guess like a waiter for them, just bringing plates of food or helping out with things. I hated it. Oh my gosh, I hated it. Just putting tablecloths and plates down and silverware and serving people drinks and all. Oh, I hated it so much. But yeah, there's some lore for you. I did that. Server 3C. I said nobody cared about Toy Story 5. You said we would see. I was very wrong. Hey, at least you're willing to admit it, buddy. And the people like Toy Story, man. As long as there's people out there with kids and grew up on Toy Story, there will be Toy Story love. I have a sealed copy of Evil Dead Regeneration, and I really want to play the game, but I like it sealed for rarity. Should I open it or keep it sealed? If I were you, I would just buy a loose copy online. Just buy someone who's just selling the disc without the whole game, and then play that. I bet that'd be a lot cheaper than, finding a copy that's like sealed up, because I'm pretty sure that's probably an expensive game. So I bet if you find like a loose copy, probably like $20 or something, play that, and that way you still have your sealed copy. I don't know. Don't open it, bud. Why doesn't Ant-Man just shrink and go inside Doom? I don't know, but I'm about to be in him. Can you be the Much Wolverine? Don't know what that means. Alien Romulans being canceled got debunked by 20th Century Studio president. The account you follow on Twitter is a fraud. You're right. It is a fraud. I'm glad. Yeah, the 20th Century. If you guys remember, I had a crash out because it sounded like Alien Romulus got canned. But then the president of 20th Century Studio said nope. So hopefully that's still all happening. I am still, though, concerned whether we are going to get the story of Michael Fassbender with David Johnson and all that. I really hope so. I hope so, man. After our last live, I think they need to switch it up and cast Zendaya as Hobgoblin. No. I know people don't like it, but I'm at the point where I'm like, let's just make Ned Hobgoblin, because I am so desperate for Spider-Man to get a villain that has such a personal connection to him. If you can pull off Ned turning evil and make it work, imagine the sweet drama you can get from that. Can you be the MCU Wolverine? I mean, sure, bub. I'm definitely the hype for it. Did you watch the Avatar Aang movie yet? And do you plan to make a review of it eventually? I watched it 3 times already, and it was peak. No, I'm heard people liked it. No near future plans, because I still would want to someday watch the actual show. Upcoming movies to keep an eye out for: Uprising, Heart of the Beast, and cannot wait for Violent Night 2. What's Uprising? I know the other one, but Uprising movie. Oh, this is the Andrew Garfield one. I mean, anything Andrew Garfield I will check out, even if I don't like. I'm talking to you under the Silver Lake. Cool. Bro did not watch Kilgrave Films documentary. No, and I never will. Who the heck is Kilgrave? 3C, what are your thoughts on the Ice Cream Man AI? I mean, I think it's just lazy. I don't like. I mean, it's one thing if your movie was just like, because you could go back when the trailer first came out. I was like, this does not look good. This looks like Temu Weapons. You know, I know it wasn't trying to be Temu Weapons, but it just like kids killing adults. And I was like, okay, maybe it could be schlocky fun. I promote how fun a schlocky horror can be with like Leprechaun and stuff. So I was like, maybe I'll get some enjoyment out of it. But when you go stoop down to the level of using AI for sequences, it just screams that you don't have respect to make the film. Why should I have respect in watching it? I mean, that's how I see it. So it kind of really turned me off to not even want to go. Like, I actually had my ticket spot, and then once the AI stuff came up, I was just like, never mind, and I refunded them. Let's see here. What do you think about Violent Night 2 trailer? Oh yeah, I talked about it in the previous side flick. You can hear my thoughts on it there, but I think it looks fun. I think it looks like a lot of fun. Have you watched Jeff Wadlow's The Devil's Mouth? No, I'm thinking about maybe doing that as part of a Spook Your Mama this year. There are like a ton of shark movies this year. Like, I was looking at it, and there's like 10 shark movies this year, guys. There was Deep Water, there was Thrash, there was what should we call it? There's The Bay, there was The Devil's Mouth. Like, there was an insane abundance of shark movies this year. I think it'd be fun if I just watch them all and then tell you what happens in them. So I might end up doing that, but if you guys know the channel, I loathe Jeff Wadlow. He's made some of the worst horror movies. He's one of the reasons people hate Blumhouse, is my opinion. Truth or Dare, Fantasy Island, Imaginary. I was really kind of excited for Curse of Bridge Hollow because I thought that was a cool idea. The only time he like somehow locked in was Never Back Down. I will give him Never Back Down as Aura the movie, because I loved that film as a kid. Probably doesn't hold up if I watch it now, but I loved Never Back Down. Other than that, it's just nothing but but yeah. Top 5 movies this year: Project Hail Mary, Spider-Man, 28 Years Later, Bone Temple, Odyssey, Death of... I still have to watch Death of Robin Hood. I heard some kind of depressing things about it, but I kind of like the idea of a depressed old last mission Robin Hood. What movies are you excited to show your son? Ooh, Iron Giant, Toy Story, Sam Raimi, Spider-Man. I'm curious which Batman he'll be more drawn to. Nacho Libre, even though he's gonna look at me like, Dad, this is peak comedy to you? Okay. All right. Yeah, I wanna go to military school, Dad. But those are some ones that like come to mind. Back to the Future, of course. The Rocky franchise, bro. Turn you into a man today, son. Have you been watching X-Men 97 season 2? No. When do you think Phase 7 will be announced? Are we? What was Phase 6? What does Phase 6 even look like? Are we even still keeping track of phases? To me, I'm just like, whatever's happening after Secret Wars, that's what I'm kind of most excited for. Was this Phase 6? Yeah, so Secret Wars is the end of Phase 6. All right, then. Well, I'm guessing after Secret Wars, that'd probably be the best way. But if you announce the X-Men cast, I feel like you'd kind of need to talk about it. Most anticipated hero interaction in Doomsday. Ooh. Reed Richards. Yeah, Reed Richards and Chris Evans, Captain America. Or Nomad, as he's going to be in that movie. I kind of would like to see them have a noble talking to. So you stretch, huh? Everywhere? As the leader of this team, I'm gonna need to see proofread. Get to zipping. That's how I hope that goes down. On average, how much do you spend on Spook Your Mama season sets? Oh, at least 1 or 2 grand. I'm sad to say it, but at least that much. All the animatronics, and I have to ship them out sometimes just to be ahead of the game. All the different stores and places. I also love the first Captain America movie, Chris. So that's why, like, if I bought the Freddy Fazbear animatronic, that goes on the whole budget for Spook Your Mama. I also love the first Captain America movie, Chris. Yeah, I'm glad Flashpoint. That's just such a good one. I just like it. It's such a good contain. That ending always hits. I had a date. Oh, I'm starting to think Blade should be introduced like Tom Spider-Man. There's a lot of opportunity to introduce the Dark Marvel, like Ghost Rider needing help, already dead, keep Snipes. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. The small introduction, like in a Ghost Rider, and then branch off from there. I'd be down for that. I'm building a Dodge Viper for Forza. Ooh, nice. First live join, but I'd love the MCU to go the X-Men Evolution route, which I believe is the perfect for this Jean Grey and other means. You know, that's the one X-Men cartoon I never watched, but it was like on around. It was like for my generation. I didn't watch it. Was it worth watching? Was X-Men Evolution good? I just preferred the animation and the look of the 90s X-Men. What do you think of Lord of the Rings? Also, watching Avatar to get to Korra is a travesty. You still the man, though. I mean, it took me way too long to check them out, and I definitely get why people like them. As you guys know, it was one of those things. I know. One of those movies I never got around to. Now I need to watch the extended cuts of them. But I like them. I definitely think, unfortunately, they like a lot of things that happened in them that were like hype had just been ruined for me because of how popular that they had been or referenced in other media. It's kind of happened to me when I finally watched Star Wars. You know, it's like everything that was like secretive or exciting about that is like, oh, it was already ruined in pop culture. But as someone who like usually doesn't get into fantasy films, I get it. Season 4 of Cobra Kai is better than season 1, then downhill. I'd have to remember what happens in it, but I just remember really liking the first 3 seasons the most. Do you think they will do anything with the Mars Attacks license? I thought there was a rumor pre-COVID that Burton was looking to make a reboot. I remember that, but also most things pre-COVID did not manifest because of the things that COVID shifted around. So who knows if that ever even comes to fruition, man. I made a fake website for the lawyers for Coyote vs. Acme and some fake commercial for promo. Avery Jones. Oh, that's awesome. I'm seeing like some things going around for it. You got to link me that so I can check it out. Sad we're not getting more Looney Tunes. 2011 or Terminator Zero. Loved both shows. Thoughts on both shows you miss that got canceled too soon? Shows that got canceled too soon, buddy. See, I'm the kind of person that I don't even get into a show usually until it's popular. Sure, there are some exceptions that happens to it, but I'm usually because I don't like the idea of like, oh man, what if I get into this and then they cancel it next season or do this? So, definitely, uh, Terminator Zero did for sure. I was like, I kind of would have liked to have seen where they go with that. But I also understand why I didn't jive with a lot of the Terminator audience. It had too much. I know it's gonna sound weird because it's Terminator anime, but it did have some anime isms in there that was like, I think this is for the wrong audience, man. I don't think you know who most of the Terminator fans are, but there was definitely some that found their love in it. Wonder Man, I mean, that's for sure already one that's like, dang, they canceled that. I was trying to think of what else. I can't think of anything else. Did you see that He-Man is a big hit on Prime and it's been #1? Oh, nice. I think the lesson is certain IPs would perform better on streaming. Yeah. But also, like, what do they gain much? Because I'm curious about the numbers on that on streaming, because sure, it keeps people watching for now, but does it generate new subscribers? Did it stop people from unsubscribing to Prime? Or like, how does that go? And hey, as long as it's doing well, that'll maybe push Amazon to then do a sequel, even if it doesn't go to theaters. I'd still like to see what they do with the Master Universe, but also, I mean, they'd have to replace Skeletor, because now finally Jared Leto has been exposed out there with more proof and evidence. Does not look like we're going to see Jared Leto in any more things. And funny enough, he was actually one of the better parts of Masters of the Universe, but does not mean I need him back. I'm sure there's somebody you could find that could probably pull off, and it's just a voice also. I'm pretty sure there's someone you can find out there that would probably do a good Skeletor. Movies you've seen repeatedly the most come from. Oh, I mean, the Back to the Future franchise. That's probably has my highest. Nightmare on Elm Street series, highest as well. I'm going to go the Rocky movies as well. I'm just listing things I've already said before. Oddly enough, you know what? Weirdly, Castaway. It's because Castaway is like always on TV, and I'm still one of those weirdos that turns on TV, even though I don't have cable. I have YouTube TV. I just as background noise, man. I just need something without thinking too hard on what I'm putting on. I'll just turn on the TV. My old habit from my childhood, where you would scroll through and see something. Castaway's just always playing on TV, and so I've seen Castaway like, bro, like a dozen times. I love Castaway. Uh, yeah. Those are some of them. I'm trying to think of like any others where it's like I've seen that one. Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Is there any other like random odd ones where it's like I saw that movie a little too many times? Mm. You got to get on the fan mail. Your unboxing videos would be gold. I have plans on gag gifts, bro. No, bro. I'd be too afraid of what you guys would send me. I'd have like a tester. I'd like you open it first, and if it's safe, you pass it to me, buddy. Have you heard of? Oh yeah, buddy. I've heard of it, and I've already bought my tickets, and I'm excited for this movie. I was excited before the viral marketing thing that happened, but I mean, let me tell you right now, this sold a lot of tickets whenever this went online. Hey, you got family and friends in the room? This is your warning. Just be like, I'll catch the stream later. All right, we good, chat? They posted this, and it's probably sold more tickets than any other thing that they have done for this movie. I'm finding it. I'm finding it. Unless they already removed. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I'll take 40 tickets, please. Let's get this movie going. The bookmarks on that one is crazy. I was already really looking forward to this, and in fact, I even pre-ordered. Which, hey, if you're someone who, because this is the same director who brought us I Saw the TV Glow, and I loved I Saw the TV Glow. It was one of my favorite films of that year. I thought the story and the I only thought the story was good, but I really love this director's aesthetic. I love the vibe they give off. It's one of the rare times like the story matched the substance of the aesthetic in its movies for me that really catapulted it. And so now with this one, it's even more up my alley. I don't love the title. I wish it was just Camp Miasma. I just feel like that's just easier to say than this whole long title. But basically, the premise is this director gets hired to make a reboot of one of her favorite slasher movies. Uh, and she decides to cast the original final girl in her film, and then things go down from there. But there have been and it's supposed to be kind of like a love letter to slashers, definitely calling back to like Friday 13th. So they sold these, which it's not even real VHSs, it's just the slip covers. But you can obviously see the inspiration from Friday the 13th, because you have part 1, part 2, 3D. All these covers are basically from like Friday the 13th inspiration. Here they are, and they're for sale. I already pre-ordered them, and I bought them. So if you're someone that you think will like be interested in that, go pre-order them yourself. But yes, very excited for that. I got my tickets for it, and I will be reviewing that come next week when the movie comes out. So yeah, it should be good. Hopefully. I've been hearing great things. I think it has like a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes too. So people have seen it have really enjoyed the film. Let's see, can't 98. Whoo! 98 with 100 reviews. Yeah. I can't wait. It's basically a love letter to slasher movies, and I love slasher films, so I cannot wait to see that film. Very excited. Out of okay, out of curiosity, I feel like this. Do you dream of wanting to play Spider-Man and see what could look like in your head? No, I'm realistic enough to know I would never. I mean, maybe someday I could maybe play now the Insomniac older Spider-Man if I locked in, but even then, it's a pipe dream, right? To me, more I'd be like, what would I do if I could direct? What would I do? And all that, but that's what I'd more fantasize. I could play Son. Chris, it kills me when someone sends you $2 and asks you to rank every MCU project. I don't blame you for getting rage baited. Yeah, I see now why Campia has that rule of like, don't ask me rankings, don't ask me this. I'd like not to put rules too much into the super chats. Of course, if things get crazy, I'll establish some. But that's definitely one where it's like, yeah, I just if you ask me for a ranking, be prepared for me to just kind of breeze by that. Because if it's something quick, like a 3 or 4 thing ranking, sure. And especially if you give me the list right then and there, like rank these sodas: Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Sprite. I'll be like, okay, well, let's see now. Top 5 favorite. See, this is doable. Top 5 favorite Office characters. Okay, this is doable to me. So I'm just saying it. Michael Scott, number 1. Okay, Michael Scott is hilarious, and the show did kind of take a dive for me whenever he left. It was still enjoyable, but dude, Michael Scott is so unbelievably funny. I still, whenever I go to a hotel, I still do this. In fact, I have a photo of me when I was in the hotel for the Spider-Man premiere. Uh, I still do the thing that anytime I get in front of a hotel window, see, there I am, Spider-Man. I still do the thing that anytime I do the thing he does, he goes, the city. Just, I think he's hilarious. So I love Michael Scott, number 1 for sure. It'd be cliche to say Jim number 2, but let's be honest. Jim is number 2. You can do your revisionism all you want if you know he's actually a terrible guy who was hitting on a married woman. Well, you know what? If love is there staring at you in the face, you go for it, buddy. And he went for it. And also, he does the merp face pretty well. I like it, okay? So those are the obvious choices. 1 and 2. Michael, Jim. From there, though, all right. We definitely have to wonder. I gotta be honest, ain't gonna find what's his name's character in here. What was his name? Ed Helms' character. I did not. I don't. It's because of his success with The Hangover and how that catapulted him. He did not need to be handed as the new Michael Scott. I get he became like a big star because of that with The Hangover, but Andy was just, he worked so much better as a side character. When Andy was a side character, that's when it was working for me. I did like that joke though, where he didn't know if he was gay, and he asked the people in the office, "Michael, am I gay?" How are you gonna ask someone else if you're gay? That was wild. All right. I think I'm gonna do Stanley. Stanley was low key, but he always was funny to me, man. Stanley to me always had good jokes here and there. I like when he would get on to BJ Novak's character. That is a 15-year-old girl. That is a child. And he was always my spirit animal with the way he loathed work. Of course, how could I? Well, I'll put Dwight number 5. So that just leaves us 2 more slots. All right, this one you might think is not granted. Meredith. Dude, come on now. I thought Meredith was hilarious. I know people are saying Creed, and he is. To me, Meredith was female Creed, right? Meredith made me laugh so many times, man. Creed definitely is up there. Creed is up there, but I feel like Meredith had more moments. Final one. I guess I could give it to Creed, but just to be else, I'm trying to see about anyone else in the cast that I'm. Oh, I already said Dwight. Let me see. Bob Vance. I think yeah, I guess Kevin. Oh, you know what? There we go. Y'all are gonna not believe this. What was her name? Because it's my favorite episode. The girl that Michael loved before his eventual wife or real love interest. What was her name? No, that'd be crazy to put her on the list now that I'm thinking about it. I hate her. But that was a one really good episode. Jan. That's my favorite episode is when they go to their house. But it'd be crazy to put her as a top character because no, she was horrible and evil to Michael. But I love that episode. That was a great episode. So yeah, we'll just do Kevin. The chili. Have you seen the U.S. Oh yeah, the Spider-Man shooting his webs and yeah, awful, nasty. It still blows my mind that this is like just normal, and that there's still people backing up that administration and thinking, "You guys can't take a joke? Wait, come on, it's just funny. Come on." I hate it. How would you feel about Black Cat in Spider-Man 5 if it's Secret Wars? Oh yeah, that's what I've been wanting. If you go to my prediction theory video, that's what I want. To explain my last super chat, I still haven't Spider-Man Brand New Day yet. That's why I'm confused. Please don't tell me. Okay, well then I'm moving on. Sorry, Elio. Any updates regarding it? Welcome to Derry Season 2. Also, with Gary being the new writer of FNAF 3, but is he only writing or are there going to be co-writers with him? Scott gives I'm sure Scott threw his ideas. Gary's probably just going to bring things together in a more traditional way. As far as Welcome to Derry, it's still on the table, and there was a small update for season 2 where they just said they're just going to, let me see here if I can find the exact article. 3 days ago. Yeah, they just talked again about the story. It says here, it Welcome to Dairy Creators says season 2 will not shy away from the horrible cultural themes of the 1930s. It's the heart of the story. So it seems like it's still in production. Man, what a great look. I'm still so shocked with how great that came out. I really did not know, but it ended up being such a big hit. People really dug it. It was good. So I'm very excited for season 2. Let's just hope it happens. The only thing I think what's stalling it right now is either the merger or maybe they're debating, hey, this much attention. How about we just do a movie? But who knows, man. I hope to see Disney live action Encanto someday. Oh, you're alone on that one, buddy. I'm done with like the 3D animated movies getting the live action treatment. After your experience on Winnie the Pooh 3, are you planning for the future on acting any films? I mean, if I'm being honest, of course I would love to. I would love to be able to do something else, and if anything, I'm going to use my reel of my death scene and I'm going to send it to Damian Leone and I'm going to be like, "Bud, if you have a one-off kill in Terrifier that you could throw me my way, here is my resume. Please." Please hire me, Damien. But no, if that, hey, it was a nice one-time thing, and I'm just happy to get the experience, and I can't wait to show you guys and talk about that more. Uh, let's see here. I meant movies in general. Oh, movies in general. Okay, then for Spook Your Mama list. Okay, good to know. Part 2. What film do you think will be in Phase 7? I mean, we got an X-Men. We got Ghost Rider. I guess I believe the Nova stuff, but I genuinely just don't see how excited I am for that right now. I'd have to wait and see. I hope we get a Fantastic Four sequel. Obviously, we're getting Black Panther 3. I hope Doctor Strange 3, Shang-Chi 2. There's actually a lot that could happen in 7. 3C lore on game or movie you regret buying. Ooh. Well, I mean, I've told you guys, because I was a dumb little kid, I never understood the Pokemon games. I remember I got the Pokemon game for, like, my Game Boy Color. And I just, like, I'm so simple-minded. I'm like, what's going on? I'm just walking around in a field, and every 10 steps, a Pokemon attacks me? I was, like, freaking 6 years old. I had no. And then someone's gonna comment, "Well, I was 5 when I played it, and I got to Mewtwo, so guess it's just a skill issue, Chris." I just feel like the game was maybe a little too complicated for my young mind to understand. These Poke Centers, these hospitals, these tasks, trading balls. It was too much. Definitely is something I'd like to give a second chance to. Uh, but I mean, yeah, as a kid, I remember getting Pokemon thinking, oh, it's just going to be fun. I'm just like, what? And I was so disappointed that the attack system was hitting words. To attack, I have to hit the word attack? Ah. Ah. Just me? Do you think Captain America in Doomsday is evil? I wouldn't mind it. It'd be a cool twist. Right now, I'd be wondering how they explain that with him being able to hold Mjolnir. Kid Connor a voice Bright Bill in Wild Robot, and he was good. It's also another film that shows his acting ability. I mean, it's good voice acting. Marvel might be doing Squadron Supreme movie for the next saga, which would be hilarious since we'd get that before Justice League movie. I hope we get to a Justice League movie, man. With the way things are going with the merger and all that stuff, it is. I hope James Gunn gets to a Justice League film. If not, I'm just going to have to count Man of Tomorrow as that Justice League film. Avery Jones Maltese is the website. It won't let me type in the website normally. Also, I didn't make it. It's from... Oh, okay. I thought you said you made it. My bad. Who would you cast in the MCU or DCU? I'd cast Ode Fair from Brendan Fraser's Mummy movies as Kraven the Hunter. I always liked Gerard Butler for Kraven the Hunter, but really at this point, I'm willing to take anyone I can get. But I thought Gerard Butler would have been a good Kraven the Hunter. He just gives me that Kraven the Hunter vibe right there. He's like hunting and craving that fence. Oh, Spider-Man. Chat saying Henry Cavill. Okay. I yet to go see the movie. We still doing yet jokes? Who am I to talk, right? Do you think there will be an explanation on the existence of the mutants in the MCU? Have they always been there, or maybe the snap awoke them in the genes? Yeah, the explanation is just going to be everything outside of the MCU is going to come into one world by the end of Secret Wars. So just like how the Fantastic Four are in their own world, the Fox X-Men are in their own world. We have our world, Tobey Maguire and all that stuff in that world. Whatever happens at the end of Secret Wars, elements from all those different Earths will converge and will just exist on one plain MCU. So the Fantastic Four are now in the MCU, and they always have been. The X-Men are now in the MCU, and they always have been. That's how I see it happening. Rank every MCU movie. JK Chris, love you, G. I was about to crash out. Who do you think the villain should be for Spider-Man 5? Scorpion, Venom, and Black Cat. Roderick Kingsley, Hobgoblin. Who's Roderick Kingsley? Oh, okay. You're saying so that iteration of Hobgoblin wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be bad. I just kind of want to see a goblin at this point. What's the hardest lesson life taught you? Don't fall in love too young, guys. Yeah, it's hard to say, but it's just like you think you're in high school, you think this is the love of your life, you think you'll never find anyone better. You don't realize how long your life is in high school. You don't realize how much time in the world you actually have. Yes, you love that girl. Yes, she means everything to you. Yes, it hurts you to see her with someone else, but when I tell you plenty of fish in the sea and the right one waiting for you is out there, buy me. I think that's the toughest lesson I learned. Is just don't get hung up on the one person that you think you really click with, because you might never find that again. Nah, you'll find that. We need a live action Cars movie. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if we need it. Hearing Soulmate is atrocious. Oh, yeah, that's another one I still have to watch. I actually saw some people say it was all right. Like, there's nothing, like, spectacular. I heard some people say they kind of liked it, but That is another one I have to watch. Michael 2 releasing late 2027 or early 2028. Yeah, I saw that. They're looking to start filming it. I just hope that they actually focus more on the story and they don't try to make it one big music video, man. You did that already with part 1. Now, like, can we get into the mind of Michael? Can we do more of a dramedy? That's what I hope they go with the second one. Because I just can't imagine it's, I didn't touch those kids. Man in the mirror. I promise I didn't touch those kids. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. I just gave you a sneak peek to Michael. Part 2. Do you have a favorite Spirit Halloween memory? I'm trying to think. I mean, every year's been pretty nice. I like going to Spirit Halloween and seeing everything there. I don't know if I have a particularly like flat out awesome. I probably the first year I did my big video with changing the set and you guys loved it, responded to it, and now it's become something I stress about every year until October comes. But that first video I probably did was probably the funnest. Yeah. Where did you see yourself at 40 or 50 years old? I hope by then I have made a movie. I'm not look, the Curry Barker thing is such a dream for what happened to him and it's inspiration. But I know that's such a long shot. If at 40 or 50 I am the failed Curry Barker, at least I tried. So I hope I've done it by then or attempted by then and I don't have to keep wondering and thinking about it. But if I'm still able to do these videos and talk to you guys, I hope there has been an evolution, at least in my channel, where there's things I want to do to be more entertaining or to have more fun on here, up the production of it slightly. That's what I would hope for, but still doing this. I would hope to still be doing this. After watching Brand New Day, never let John Watts direct anything. No, I'd say let him. In fact, I hope John goes back to a horror movie. That was kind of his roots because he did that clown film. I kind of hope he does more with that. I'm gonna be down to see whatever he does next. I would love to see an evil Tom Spider-Man in Doomsday or Secret Wars even have a similar relationship with Doom. Big rug pull. Now that would be wild. If you want evil Spider-Man, then I would hope that they do the Clone Saga for his movies. I would not mind them trying a version of the Clone Saga. Late night stream? How this always been a thing? I just wanted to have at least 1 week where I talk to you guys and we have fun. Cast Chris as Michael in the next film. That'd be very disappointing. I can't sing or dance. Spidey using facial recognition. Yeah, that was kind of like, it was really brushed aside. Especially now it's become more and more like a hot topic, especially because again, there's these things called flock cameras that people are talking about, which today I was driving, going out to do some stuff, and I passed by a couple of them, and I was like, oh, they're real, and they're here. And there's these AI cameras that are surveilling areas and just collecting license plates, cars, people, and building a database. And there's already been controversies with it because they are meant to help solve crimes, but they've already like falsely accused people who have not been part of the crime, but it's because it's AI and it's not perfect and it's still learning and things like that. And so you're seeing a lot of backlash yeah, did I not say, what did I say? I said flock cameras, right? What did I say? Yeah, the flock cameras. And so you're seeing people being like, I don't want to be surveillance. I don't want to be peeped into like that and going on. But then when you go to watch a movie and Spider-Man's like, oh yeah, let me go tap into all the cameras in New York and I'll see if I can get facial recognition. That was very breezed by. Now I'll tell you, I trust Spider-Man to surveillance me more than I do the government. So it's just going to be one of those things where you're just like, it's the movie. But maybe, to some people it is definitely like, I would not like Spider-Man to have access to that. But yeah. Crazy stuff. Appreciate the content. 1 million subs soon. Woo! I mean, I'm crawling my way there. The subs have slowed down. I need to figure out a way to up the sub count. Chris, in 40, 50 years, bro is already pushing 50. Got him. And with that, buddy, that is how we're ending the live stream on a nice, lovely roast on 3C. That was the final super chat. I still want to thank you guys so much for being here and talking with me and getting down and dirty and talking all this movie news. Sorry we didn't have as many great, juicy topics, but it's still nice when you guys spend your Friday nights discussing with me John Watts, James Gunn. I think they both have their strengths. Anyways, love your guys' faces. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves, and more content coming in the future.